Hey there. Today I want to talk about a game of mine. I played against Eric Hansen. Eric Hansen is a Grandmaster from Canada, and I had the opportunity to play him in Online Blitz. At the time, Eric Hansen was, I think, 117th in the world with a Blitz rating of around 2500. He was, I think, the number 2 in Canada. At this time he's number 3, and I played him on chess.com. So but I imported the game into Leeches, and I wanted to talk about the game a little bit. I'm planning on doing a much deeper analysis later on, not in this video though, but I just want to talk briefly about the game and kind of explain my thought processes and have a quick look on the game with the help of the computer. So it's Duckfish 11. We're on Leeches, although the game was played on chess.com. Okay, so it was 3+0, so that's kind of a disadvantage for me since at the time I haven't played a single game of chess, even online, for probably 2 months. And when I realized I got the opportunity to play him, I had like 15 minutes of solving puzzles prior to the game. But that's pretty much it. Okay, I started with my standard opening e4. I'm always kind of looking forward to get into the Petrov defense, or like in the right end of the Petrov defense. But also my London or my d4 my d4 knowledge is way too little to play anything with it. Okay, he responded e5, which I'll kind of like to see. It's a calm move. It's something I know. I played knight to f3, pretty common stuff, attacking the pawn. He's defending the pawn. I think at this point I'm gonna bring the analysis in. That's, I think, the Scotch game. That's something I like to play to get the pressure out of the center a little bit. Although my understanding of it is very little, so it's more like a intuitive thing I like to play. He takes, I take back, and then he attacks my knight. That's something I've actually never encountered before. Usually, so the line I was maybe not hoping for, but the line I knew is takes, and then something like that, and then okay, no, not that, but maybe that, whatever. Just attacking the queen doesn't really matter too much. Maybe even move it all the way back. But he attacked my knight once more, and I was kind of getting scared of stuff like that. So I didn't really want to take, because just I'm opening this, and I should have taken it probably, as the engine is saying it too, but I wasn't too sure, and I was, to be honest, really scared to lose on like 5 or 10 moves, and this seemed like something where a lot of traps are possible. So what I did instead is c3, just protecting the knight. That's probably the better move, but it's totally fine. And since he attacked my knight once more, and again with this idea, so I definitely saw that, but now I played the correct move. Bishop to e3, and and now I think, is it now? No. Okay, so he brought his knight in. I figured he just want to play, he just want to castle. I didn't think about this move too much. He probably protecting against knight takes knight, and I brought my bishop out there, just develop my pieces, also getting ready to castle, and that's what happened. He castled, I castled, and now slowly things fall apart. So he took, and again I was so the main thing I was thinking the whole time was, don't lose in less than 10 or 15 moves. So what I did here was just a completely wrong thing. I knew I didn't want to play or didn't want to make it too complicated. So instead of just taking, I played bishop takes c6. And I thought I could have get the situation where if he retakes, I can take here and have just way better position, and he can't retake with the knight, which he, well, maybe if I take here, that was the idea. So he couldn't take back with the knight. But what I completely missed was that he can just take my bishop, and after I take back and he takes my bishop, I'm just down a piece. So it was just a horrible blunder. Engine says -6, although I think besides being down a piece, my position felt okay, to be honest. Yeah, okay, now developing my pieces, I wanted to make this game as long as possible to gather some experience, also protecting the pawn. I think it was a good move, although the computer apparently didn't like it too much. Yeah, that's the things I have to look in later. He opens, or like attacks the center, wants to free up his bishop probably. Yeah, and then I probably could have taken, but yeah, I really needed to, like, my main idea was to get out my pieces as quickly as possible, so maybe his piece advantage won't be as devastating. Also, this move like at least put some pressure on this pawn. It's not a threat yet, but it might be one eventually. He takes, I take back with the knight. I don't want to trade queens, of course, since I'm down a piece, and yeah, the queen is my only chance to generate some counterplay. Actually, I thought about this move for quite a while. I wonder, okay, I don't really see how much time I spent on that, but there it was pretty much the debate between, do I want to have an interesting game, or like maximize my drawing chances somehow. And because what I was thinking is, if I trade queens, then slowly trading the other pieces some way, and then he's only just up one piece. That's more than winning for him, and he would be able to convert it, but he would need to promote a pawn, and the game would go on for much longer. But the downside of it would have been that it would not have really been a game for me. It was just it would be like running away and like just slowing him down, and that's not really what I wanted to play. I wanted to have some counterplay, or even just the imagination of some counterplay, and yeah, having fun pretty much. So I took with the knight, keeping the queens on the board. He develops his bishop, attacks my knight, and yeah, so I had to open up my queen for a trade. There was nothing I can do to prevent that, and he of course took. I took back with the rook to attack his bishop, just to get some momentum. He retreats. So I don't actually remember what I played now. Oh yeah. So I thought for the on that move I took quite a think, because what was it? I think I was scared about I'm not quite sure. I think I saw something over here where I wanted to protect my my rook one more time. I'm not quite sure what my idea was. It wasn't a good move, and next move there was the threat of this, and then my rook would have been like very uncomfortable. Oh, let's have a look what the computer would have said if I just played a nonsense move. Yeah, okay. Computer even says I can't even protect the rook, and should just trade it for the knight. So that at least I saw, but yeah, the consequence was I had to bring my king back. In this situation, the best move, but it pretty much meant I spent a whole move, like 2 moves, just to bring up my king and then retreated again. He played the move anyways, which wasn't a surprise. I brought my rook back. In hindsight, what the computer said, like bring it to the 2nd rank, makes much more sense, just for the potential doubling up on the e file, but I didn't do it. Yeah, so he took control of the open file, and yeah, there was like I have to say that at this point I had around, like, I think 10 or 15 seconds left on the clock, and there was no increment. So from here on, my moves don't really like tell too much about my strength. Although I think this move was just a mistake. I didn't see that, and I think on this move I still had enough time to think about it. He took the pawn. I again spent 2 moves just to bring my piece somewhere, and then retreated again, attacking the bishop. And here he set up a real nice trap. First of all, I wanted to get some counterplay again, so I figured just attack his knight. That's not a move yet because of takes, but he just defends his knight, and now my rook is in a really awkward spot, not doing anything, and yeah, it's just horrible. And now Eric Hansen even set up a nice little trap, which I'll definitely remember, because I think that's something that can happen from time to time. And that's the idea. If takes what I did, there is this real nice move, bishop to a6. He also could have given check first. I'm not quite sure why this move is so much better. Okay, so like immediately going for the mate, but doesn't matter. He played this move. I watched his stream afterwards, and I know he was thinking about this move. I think I actually think he might just play this to like let the game go on a little longer, or maybe he liked this move so much. But he definitely saw that and decided against it. So that's what he played, and now I blundered again. That's the timer. I had like only 5 seconds left on the clock, and played rook to f1, just dropping the piece. Although in this situation is actually like coincidentally not that bad, because if he takes, I free up my rook, and it doesn't really matter, because this rook will never come back to life. So it's not even that much of a blunder. Yeah. So yeah, and the next now he's just going for my rook, and now I'm just had 1 second left. There was a pre-move, and I resent the game. So that was my game against Grandmaster Eric Hansen. 24 moves apparently, and it definitely encouraged me to look a little or have a deeper look into the Scotch game, because I think it's an interesting variation, and I like the position, and yeah, I at least know what to do against this, and not to do some complicated stuff with takes first or what I did over there. But yeah, doesn't really matter. I am going to study this game in depth later on, hopefully without the engine, because that's what you're supposed to do. But I actually think this game is quite easy to study, since most of the positions are quite like clear. There's nothing too complicated going on, since we were trading a lot in the beginning, and that's just like, it feels almost like an end game, or like a very late middle game. So it shouldn't be that hard, although probably saying end game studies are easier is a bit of a insult, but it's at least there aren't that many options to consider. So yeah, thanks a lot for listening and watching, and I'm looking forward to studying this game and that. If you're interested in that, let me know. Just have a look when I posted the video. Yeah, have a nice day.